What's up, guys? We're here with Thursday night NFL football action here for week 5. We'll take a deep dive on the 49ers versus Rams. I'll give up my favorite against the spread and over-under plays, and we're going to look at a ton of NFL player props. Also, we're going to look at all the MLB playoff games for Thursday and player props for those as well, so buckle up. We have a great video for you today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel to make sure you keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally read and answer every comment I get. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and you should definitely check back a couple of times throughout the day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and player availability being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, we ran it back looking like another very, very solid MLB day. 4-2 overall. Once again, 3 straight days now of 4-2. We had the Guardians at -125, and it ended up being a comfortable 6-1 win for them behind a decent start there from Bybee and an elite bullpen day. Mize wasn't very good for Detroit, and they had to yank him early, getting a 3-game series, and this one feels kind of like it was destiny. We did have Mize there over 4.5 strikeouts at -157. He did not come through for us despite giving up only a single run in his 3 innings. Didn't stay out there super long, and they had to yank him there after only 62 pitches. So not ideal there, but bounced back quickly. We had Trevor Story to get a hit in his game at -172. Another monster day at the plate for him. Not shocked at all to see him come through for us. We should have been brave and went for him to get 2+ hits instead. We also had Rodon under 6.5 strikeouts at -163. This one was a bit of a nail biter. We ended up cashing though with Rodon only managing 6 strikeouts and the Yankees taking him out after 91 pitches. He was looking good there for a while, but ended up giving up 3 runs, and we were more than happy to cash our under there on his strikeouts. Unfortunately, we did brick out there on the Boston New York Yankees over 7.5 as our dog of the day. 7 runs through the bottom of the 8th, but the game ends up, 4-3 in the end. So we come 1 run short, which feels like kind of bad luck considering there were a total of 16 hits and an error in this game. Our massive lock of the day stays red hot. We had Bybee over 4.5 strikeouts at -154. He only lasted 4 2/3 innings, but he was good while he was out there piling up 6 strikeouts for us. So the lock of the day continues to just keep on churning out winners. So you'll love to see that, guys. We're going to see if we can come with some more value here today. We've got an NFL game and we've got the entire MLB slate. So let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to start off with that football game, guys, that Thursday night football matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. The 49ers have had a bit of a tough time this season in general, and that's mostly in terms of health. They are 3-1 on the year, haven't had the toughest schedule. They did lose last week 26-21 against the Jaguars, and it wasn't the best effort we've ever seen out there. Brock Purdy pretty clearly limited by that toe, and he's going to be out this week. He did pass for 309 yards, a couple touchdowns, but was picked off twice and just didn't look amazing. So that means we're going to have Mac Jones under center in this game. He dealt with a knee issue, but he's going to be under center for this one. We haven't hated what we've seen from Mac Jones when he's been out there. We do have to keep in mind the games that he has played in have been against some pretty terrible opponents. The Cardinals and the Saints are not good, but we did see the 49ers manage to get wins in those games behind Mac Jones, so we'll see what he's able to do out there in this one. In terms of the running game against the Jaguars, McCaffrey, 17 carries, 49 yards on the ground, not great, but continues to be extremely, extremely active there in the passing game. Only caught 6 out of 11 targets, but had 192 yards and a touchdown there through the air. The wide receiver group continues to be banged up. Jake Tonjes, he got a lot of action there, caught 3 out of 5 targets for 58 yards and a touchdown. He'll be getting covered there in the player props, but there's more bad injury news there for the 49ers in the wide receiver group. So a lot of tough luck there. They did have 4 turnovers in that game, something they will certainly have to clean up here if they want to have any shot against the Rams. On defense, they played okay. The problem is they couldn't stop the run. They gave up 124 yards on 19 carries and a touchdown there to Travis Etienne Jr. Trevor Lawrence, slowing him down, how special is that? Although they sacked him 0 times and came with 0 interceptions. So really not an amazing day. For the 49ers defense, they generated 0 turnovers as well. So yeah, not exactly a defense that I'm super, super crazy about. Now, over the course of the year, like I said, a bad schedule. They're giving up the 7th least points per game, but let's take all that with a big old pinch of salt because we'll see what they can do. Now, looking at the injury report, which might be the most important thing to look at for the 49ers in this one, Brock Purdy confirmed out. Juwan Jennings, wide receiver 1, confirmed out. Ricky Pershaw, wide receiver 2, confirmed out for this game. Other than that, the offense is healthy, but that is an awful lot of guys to be missing there at the skill position. So we'll see what Mac Jones can do with the skeleton crew in this one. At least Christian McCaffrey staying healthy, I guess. That's the silver lining to this whole thing. Now, on defense, the 49ers are relatively healthy. Obviously, Nick Bosa is still there on the IR, so far from a full-strength defense, and they really couldn't stop the run last week, so not super high on this 49ers defense coming into this game. Now, San Francisco is going to be taking on the Rams in this one. This is an NFC West showdown, a game that could end up being pretty important as we see 3 teams tied there atop the NFC West, each with 3 wins and 1 loss. The Rams got the 27-20 win against the Colts last week, so very, very well played. The Rams are 1 blocked field goal away from being 4-0. Just got to keep that in mind for this game. Now, in their win last week against the Colts, a lot to feel good about. Stafford, a great day, 375 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. He was sacked 3 times, but a very good day out there from him in general. Kyren Williams had a big day running the ball, 13 carries for 77 yards there. Puka Nacua is maybe the best wide receiver in the NFL now? Is that something we can really start talking about? It feels like we can. Caught 13 balls for 170 yards and a touchdown. Caught 13 out of 15 targets. Elite stuff there. Devonta Adams still looking very, very useful. Caught 4 out of 6 targets for 56 yards and a touchdown. So just good news on top of good news there for the Rams. Now, I will mention Kyren Williams did fumble the ball away once. That was the Rams' only turnover, something he has certainly got to clean up. But overall, a very good day for the Rams there on offense. On defense, they picked off Daniel Jones twice. That's a good look. A couple of sacks as well. Did they do great against the running game? I mean, gave up 17 carries, 76 yards there for Jonathan Taylor. Not terrible. Did a pretty good job in the secondary, but not amazing. Generated a fumble there. So really a pretty good day for the Rams in a close game against a Colts team that I would say we can put in the at least pretty good, maybe not elite, but at least pretty good category. So a lot of positives for the Rams coming into this Thursday night game. In terms of their injury report, a couple guys are on there. Tyler Higbee, it's looking doubtful that he's going to be able to play in this game. He's currently dealing with that hip issue, and did he even practice at all? We don't have any clarity on whether or not he practiced, unfortunately. Wasn't even at the walkthrough. So it's looking like it's a long shot for him to play in this game. We also, on the Rams injury report there, see Haverstein there as doubtful at right tackle, so maybe not 100% there on the offensive line, but I don't know how big of a concern that is going up against the 49ers. On defense, the Rams are fully healthy, and that's got to feel great. You're about to go up against a backup quarterback and an offense that hasn't really been amazing this year, so having your full defense rested, or maybe not rested since you're on a short week here, but ready to go is definitely a big deal. So looking at the numbers for this game, the Rams are 7.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 45.5 in this game. Looking at the weather, obviously we're playing indoors, so that's not a big concern here. Slight winds, foggy, mild temperatures. Weather is no concern in this one. In terms of some trends for this game, the 49ers are 2-2 against the spread. They're 2-2 to the over-under. The Rams are 3-1 against the spread. They are 2-2 to the over-under themselves. In terms of the total of 45.5 in this game, I'm definitely going to take the under here. I don't know if it's a pinned comment level of, confidence here, but I just don't think we're going to see that much out of the San Francisco 49ers offensively in this game with Mac Jones at the helm and going up against a good defense for once. So I do think we're going to see very little offense from them. A good amount of offense from the Rams, though. So definitely lean towards this under, but I will also certainly be leaning towards the Los Angeles Rams here at -7.5. I'd be very, very happy to see this number get back to 7, but it's looking like it's trending way more towards 8.5. So jump on the 7.5 while you can still get it. It's still available at a few different books, FanDuel, a couple other ones. So definitely get in the mix on that 7.5 if you like the Rams with me. We're leaning a bit towards that under. Now, in terms of some player props we like for this game, we've got several, and player props have been running pretty hot here recently. So we're not too, we've got a lot of confidence coming to this one. I like Puka Nacua here to score 1 touchdown at least at +115. Got his first touchdown of the season last week. I think the kid deserves more targets in the red zone, so maybe the Rams will be looking to get him back to the promised land here in a game they should win pretty easily, I would think. I'll take Stafford here over 234.5 passing yards at -115. That play feels very, very live to end up in the pinned comment. He's been over that number in 3 of his 4 games this season. The only exception was that game against that elite Eagles defense. Last week against the Colts, he put up 375 yards through the air, and while I don't see him doing that much in this one, I think he can get around 250 even if it's a blowout. Also, the 49ers not really doing a great job of pressuring the quarterback, so Stafford should be pretty safe back there. I'll also take Stafford here under 0.5 rushing yards at -145. Through 4 games this season, he's rushed for positive yardage only once and negative yardage twice. Not a run it kind of guy at all, and that's not going to be changing in this one, especially if he's not getting pressured. On an actual running prop here, guys, I'll take Kyren Williams over 68.5 rushing yards at -115. The 49ers allowed Etienne to go nuts against them last week, and the Rams have shown they are capable of running the ball with Kyren Williams going over this number in each of the last 2 weeks. 77 yards last week against the Colts on only 13 carries. They're going to be giving the ball at least that much this week, maybe more. Plus, the 49ers have plenty to worry about trying to keep Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams contained, so it's not like they're going to be packing the box in this game. So definitely like Kyren Williams in this game quite a bit. On the 49ers side, I'll take Jake Tonjes here over 25.5 receiving yards at -115. Feels like a very good spot. They're going to have to be throwing the ball. They've got limited pass catching options left with, tons and tons of problems there for them in terms of injuries. In the two games we saw Mac Jones under center, he got 5 and 3 targets respectively, hauling in 21 and 31 yards in those games. And his last game was a really, really big one. So he's looking to emerge here in the passing game, especially when they've got really no one left. So that's another player prop I think is very, very live today. I also like Mac Jones over 218.5 passing yards at -115. This one might not end up in the pinned comment because of all the injuries there to his pass catchers, but in his 2 games this season, saw him pile up 279 and 284 yards respectively. I think, that did happen against bad teams, but he's shown he's a competent backup. They're going to have to be throwing in this game, saying they're going to be losing, so that one at least deserves some level of consideration. Hey guys, hopping here with a quick shout out to the sponsor today and every day's video, and that is stumpthespread.com. Click the link in the description and go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are doing daily MLB, UFC, NFL, college football, and we have NHL picks right around the corner. NBA picks will be coming out before you know it, guys. This is a great, great time to get over there and sign up for a premium membership over there at stumpthespread.com. We've got a team of experts over there covering all the major sports. Each one of them have over a decade's worth of experience covering their given sport, so it is a great, great resource. You definitely want to dive in there. A ton of information is taken into account on those premium plays, so definitely want to get in on that. But you also want to get over there to stumpthespread.com and check out our free content. We've got free picks that are exclusively posted over there every single day. Free picks that have nothing to do with these videos, are unlikely to match these videos or even be the sport that we're covering. So definitely get in the mix and check on those free picks. You want to do that every single day. You also want to check out that free to use bet size calculator over there at stumpthespread.com. I don't want you guys losing your entire bankroll on 1 or 2 bad days if you're not managing that bankroll correctly. Also, guys, that's where you got to go to get on our free email newsletter. It's a great resource every single day. You go over there to stumpthespread.com by clicking the link in the description to sign up. You just sign up for a free account. All they need is your name and your email address. You'll be on that email list. Check your spam folder if you're having trouble getting those emails, but it's a great resource, guys. At least 1 free pick every single day in those emails, oftentimes 2 or 3 free picks. Parlays are included in those emails. Information on niche sports betting like golf, NASCAR, WNBA, tennis, all kinds of good stuff in there. It's a great resource for any serious sports bettor, and you want to be checking that out every single day. And it's 0 effort. Once you've signed up for it, you're signed up forever. So definitely get in on that if you guys are interested. In terms of the results for our premium plays today, it was a 1-1 day there over just, those baseball plays. Hit the Guardians as a nice 1-unit play, but unfortunately the Cubs get shut out. They do not come through. So a 1-1 day. The pickings have been a little bit slim, but we've got tons and tons of college football action and NFL action coming up this weekend, as well as continued daily MLB picks. So definitely get over there to stumpthespread.com and check that out. Also, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from us here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos, get their name up on screen in every single video, but more importantly, get access to our members only giveaways. I believe our next giveaway is going to be on the 6th, and we spin a wheel with the name of every single YouTube channel member on that wheel. Whoever it lands on gets a Stump the Spread hoodie mailed straight to their address. Whatever address they ask for, that's where we will send that hoodie. So definitely, if you're interested in getting in on that, we do one every single week. So sign up for a YouTube channel membership and you can be in the mix. But guys, we've got lots more to cover here. We still got the rest of the MLB slate to break down and player props and those as well. So we're going to go ahead and dive back in and look at what is currently listed to be the first game of the day here on October 2nd. And that's going to be game 3 of this American League wildcard series between the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Guardians. The Tigers come into this game, I guess both teams are in desperation mode now with the series tied at 1 apiece, but the Guardians took that 6-1 win there in game 2. The Tigers can't be too happy with what they ended up seeing from Mize. Only left him out there for 3 innings, and he wasn't having a great time. They tried to lean on their bullpen, and it didn't go amazing. They ended up giving up 6 runs in this game, and 5 of those runs were given up at the bullpen. So a pretty brutal day out there overall. They didn't hit the ball particularly terribly. They had 7 hits, but only managed 1 run. So their they're definitely going to be in bounce back mode. We see, the Guardians having some errors and the Tigers not being able to take too much advantage. So that is definitely not what you were hoping for. If you saw that box score and then saw the run scored at the end, you would be pretty disappointed if you were a Tigers fan. So we'll see what they can do to bounce back here in game 3 with their season on the line. They're going to be hitting the ball to young Jack Flaherty. I guess young-ish. He's 29 years old at this point. So I just, remember seeing him come up with the Cardinals. But he finished the year 8-15 overall, a 4.64 ERA. His last start, he was okay. He had back-to-back starts against Cleveland. So some nice stats for us to look at here, in terms of sample size here against this given opponent. But 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs allowed, walked 0 and struck out 6. He also gave up a home run in that game. That was back on the 24th. Then on the 17th, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run allowed, walked 4 and struck out 4, and a 4-0 loss there for Detroit as well. So Detroit losing both of those games. I'm not going to say those were 100% Flaherty's fault, but he wasn't lights out there in the game on the 24th. So we'll see what he can do in this one. He does have another start against the Guardians. It was all the way back in May, and he was lights. Maybe not lights out. He was good in that one. 6 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs allowed, and struck out 8. So we'll see what he can do in this one. Obviously, it's a huge pressure spot. Detroit is not going to be shy about going to their bullpen if he struggles right out of the gate, but I don't know how hyped up they should be about their bullpen. It really struggled over the course of the season and hasn't necessarily been amazing here in the playoffs either. I mean, obviously, insanely small sample size in the playoffs. I don't think that matters too much, but it is a little bit of a sketchy situation for the Tigers. The offense hasn't been great for them so far in this series, scoring 2 and 1 runs respectively through the first couple of games. Could definitely use a little bit more offense, but offense has been a struggle for them this season. They finished the year 11th in runs scored, 16th in batting average, but those are numbers that are way, way down. The back half of the season just did not go well for the Tigers at all, and that's how they end up playing in this wild card series. So we'll see what they can do here, going up against the Guardians, who had to be hyped about that 6-1 win they got in Game 2. Now, they didn't play amazing. They had those 2 errors. They did have 6 hits, though, putting up a 5 spot there in the 8th inning. Had to feel absolutely incredible. Saw lots of timely hitting there. The top of the order looked good. Some timely hitting there from the bottom of the order as well. Bybee went out there and was pretty good over his 4 2/3 innings. Cashed a strikeout prop for us as well, so that was nice. The lock of the day came through on that one. Overall, the bullpen looked amazing, and this Cleveland bullpen has been amazing all year long. A 3.44 bullpen ERA. So we expect the bullpen to continue to be good. What will we see from their starter in this game, though? 26-year-old Slade Ciccone going to be out there on the mound in this one. This 26-year-old is 7-7 on the year, a 4.30 ERA. His last start did not go great. It was against the Rangers, not exactly a hard-hitting team, and he only lasted 4 innings, giving up 5 hits and 4 earned runs. But the start before that, he shut out the Twins over 7 innings. He's had some good outings. He's had some bad outings, like that terrible one against Boston. The last time he faced Detroit was all the way back on the 4th of July, but he was good. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs allowed in that game, and struck out 5 while walking 2 in a game we eventually saw Cleveland lose 2-1. But that Cleveland team and this Cleveland team, a little bit different. He also faced Detroit back in May and was excellent in that outing. So we'll see what Ciccone can do out there in this one. Obviously, it's a big, big pressure spot for him. But if he's terrible, the Guardians can just yank him and put that bullpen in, and I think they can have a lot of faith there in their bullpen. So we'll see how that goes. The defense for this team has to be better. Another couple of errors is not a good look. Offensively, though, hitting the ball so well. They've really come around here in the last, 30 or so games, just hitting the cover off the ball. I mean, by their standards, I guess. I mean, to end the season, they did put up a 9 spot against the Rangers, but this is not a team that's necessarily an offensive juggernaut, but they've got a monster there in Jose Ramirez. They've got a good leadoff hitter there in Steven Kwan, so I'm expecting good stuff generally from the Guardians. So, looking at the numbers for this game, the Tigers are minus 105, the Guardians are minus 115. We've got a total of 7 here in Game 3. Detroit, a basically 500 road team, a slight over team on the road. Cleveland, 45-36 at home, 41-37, 3 to the under at home. I'm going to be leaning towards the Guardians here at minus 115. I just don't trust Flaherty quite enough in this spot. I say that. He could go out and throw a no-hitter in this game, and I wouldn't be that shocked because Flaherty does have incredible stuff, but I don't know. I could see it going either way. I like the insurance policy here. Ciccone could go out there and be good too, and if he's not, the Guardians just run that bullpen out there, no problem, and they should be in good shape. So I will lean towards the Guardians a little bit. I will lean slightly towards the under 7 in this game. We're just seeing so little offense in these series. I'm going to lean a bit towards the under, but no major lean on the total in this one. I do think the Guardians are pretty reasonable, though. In terms of some player props I like for this game, we've got a couple pitcher props here. I like Flaherty over 5.5 strikeouts in this game at minus 122, so a very reasonable price. The kid's got strikeout stuff. In his 2 recent starts against Cleveland, he had 6 and 4 strikeouts respectively, and in his start back on May 22nd, he struck out 8. He's been pretty inconsistent this season in general, but I think he'll be really hyped up for this start, and whether or not that will help the Tigers get the win, I don't know, but I do think it helps us helps him to get us to 5 strikeouts in this game. On the Cleveland side, I like Slade Cecconi here over 11.5 outs recorded. He has actually had a lot of success in this matchup this season, and while I'm not expecting him to go out there and shut out Detroit over an entire game, I do think he can make it through 4+ innings here, and I think Cleveland would love it if he could at least do that, and that's all we really need. So I think he can get the job done in this one. Now, guys, hopping over to look at the San Diego Padres going on the road to take on the Chicago Cubs in another Game 3. The Padres get the 3-0 win there in Game 2 to force this Game 3. They finished the year 90 and 72 overall, but still playing in this wild card series. They're probably, I don't know. This has been a weird team all year long. Hard for me to figure out. If you guys have been watching these baseball videos all year long, you know we've had some big ups and some big downs there on the Padres. In that Game 2 win, they took the Cubs down 3-0. Lights out performance there from the bullpen. Cease was okay over his 3 2/3 innings, gave up 3 hits and struck out 5, so good work there. The bullpen, though, was just amazing, guys, giving up 1 hit over the entire rest of that game. Very, very good stuff. And they've been the best bullpen in the majors this year, so they definitely deserve it. Some timely hitting, putting up those 3 runs on 7 hits. Fernando Tatis Jr. there at the top of the order. It was really the top of the order doing all the heavy lifting for this team, and that's kind of what they've needed all year long. So we'll see if they can run it back and do that again in Game 3. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Yu Darvish. This 39-year-old veteran, 5-5 on the year, a 5.38 ERA. Hasn't exactly been smooth sailing for him all year long, but his last couple of starts, he looked much better. 5 innings of 2-run ball against Arizona, 4 2/3 innings of 2-run ball against the White Sox. And honestly, he's looked pretty dependable down the stretch. Now, in terms of history against the Cubs this year, he doesn't have any, but I'm expecting veteran Yu Darvish to go out there and look pretty good in this outing. And obviously, he's got the best bullpen in the game behind him there, so a lot of positives on the pitching side of things for the Padres. Now, the offense, like we were talking about, hit the ball well yesterday. It's not necessarily an offense you can depend on. They ended the year 18th in runs scored, but 22nd in slugging percentage. We'll see. We'll see what they're able to do out there in this one at the plate. Now, they're going to be taking on a Cubs team that's obviously, also in desperation mode. It's a win or go home kind of game. They finished the year 92 and 70 on the year and didn't probably love the effort they put out there in Game 2, losing their 3-0, only managing 4 hits in the game. Kitteridge, and combined for this bullpen start, Imanaga didn't have a very good time out there. Just in general, the bullpen down the stretch looked better, but they even got 1 2/3 innings out of Colin Ray. That's not a situation that you can be thrilled about as him out there on the mound in this kind of situation. So we'll see what they can do today, handing the ball in this one to Jameson Taillon. He finished the year 11-7 overall, a 3.68 ERA. His last 3 starts were amazing. Last 5 starts are actually very, very good. Now, those are starts against the Cardinals, Reds, Pirates, Braves, and Angels, so not exactly a murderer's row there, but he threw the ball really, really well. We'll see what he can do here against the Padres, a team he hasn't faced since April, but he had a good outing against them back in April, so we'll see. He definitely went into the postseason there on a bit of a high note, and I'm expecting pretty good stuff from Taillon in this game. In terms of the Cubs bullpen, obviously it's not on the same level there as the Padres, but they've got some good arms out there, and over the course of the season, a 3.78 bullpen ERA is nothing to be ashamed of. Overall, a pretty decent bullpen out there. Now, in terms of their offense, the Cubs got off to the first half of the season. We're looking like one of the best offenses in the majors, maybe the best one if we're being honest. They ended up 5th in the majors in runs scored, and really in the back half of the season, we're not swinging the bats extremely well. Now, in Game 1, they looked okay, putting up 3 runs towards the end of the season. They looked okay, but not great. Getting shut out there in Game 2 has to be a very big concern. Now they have to go up against that very, very rough pitching staff there with their backs really up against the wall. So we'll see what they look like at the plate in this game. Obviously, they've got some monsters out there. Nico Horner's done some big stuff already in the postseason and all kinds of good stuff like that. So we'll see what kind of effort they're able to put together at the plate in this one. Now, looking at the numbers for this game, the Padres are minus 105, the Cubs are minus 115. We've got a total of 7.5 out there. The Padres were below 5 games below 500 on the road this year, 43, 36, and 2 to the under on the road. The Cubs were 50 and 29 at home, 37, 35, and 7 to the over at home. In general, in this game, guys, it feels kind of crazy to lean away from the home team. So I will take the Cubs here at minus 115, but I don't have a ton of faith here on the side in this game. Now, in terms of the total, I think under 7.5 is extremely live in this spot, maybe even live enough to make it into the pinned comment if I'm being honest, because I just don't think we're going to see some crazy offensive outbursts from these two teams, even if the level of pitching is theoretically going down a little bit in game 3 here. But I've got some player props that I think are excellent value here in this game. And first up, I love Yu Darvish here over 3.5 strikeouts at -111. He's a veteran who's not going to be shook out there pitching in the playoffs in an elimination game. He's had 4 or more strikeouts in each of his last 5 games. Hasn't faced the Cubs this season. I actually think that's going to help in this one. And the Cubs struck out 11 times there in game 2. So I think Yu Darvish getting to 4 strikeouts in this one, very reasonable. Definitely pinned comment material if you ask me. Now on the Cubs side, I actually like Taylor's over on strikeouts as well. I'll take him over 2.5 strikeouts in this game. -109 is a great price. He's been a monster in his last 3 starts, getting to 3 strikeouts. Not exactly a big ask here against a Padres team that's not great at the plate, but in game 2, the Padres struck out only 6 times throughout the entire game. So that does make me a little bit nervous for this spot, but I do think it's still got very reasonable value. Last but not least here, guys, unless the Reds can pull off some sort of miracle come from behind win, they're down 8-3 in the top of the 8th inning. So it's not looking impossible. They got runners on base, but it's looking very unlikely that we see a game 3 over there in that Dodgers-Reds series. But we're going to be looking at game 3 between the Red Sox and the Yankees. Now, in game 2, the Yankees got the desperation 4-3 win there. Very close run thing. They get that 1 run there in the 8th inning to put them over the top. They did have an error in that game, but only scored 4 runs on 10 hits, so they can feel like maybe they got a little bit unlucky, but overall they hit the ball really well. At the top of the order was swinging the bats well. We did see Rice hit that home run. That was very key for them in this game, and they find a way to get the win against a Boston team that really had their chances there to win this series and put it away in 2. The Yankees got a good but not insane start there from Rodon. We cashed our under on his strikeout play, on his strikeout prop. That felt very good, but it got a great day from their bullpen, which is not always the most reliable of bullpens. So the Yankees got to feel pretty good about what they're doing coming into this game. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Cam Schlittler. He's 4-3 on the season, a 2.96 ERA. This young 24-year-old right-hander getting thrown into the fire in a pretty big spot. That being said, his last 2 outings, both of which were against the Orioles, were very good, both in comfortable Yankee wins, and he was putting up big strikeout numbers and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see what he can do against the Red Sox, a team that he has somehow not faced this season. So we'll see. You're putting a rookie starter out there against the Red Sox. This is a chance for him to etch his name into Yankees history. Like, we'll see what Schlittler can do out there. The kid's got excellent stuff. We'll see if he's got the mental to, go out there and have a good time pitching in basically the highest pressure situation you could possibly ever be in. Now, the Yankees bullpen, while they're coming off a great day there yesterday, has not been a bullpen they could rely on over the course of this year. I mean, they ended the season with a 4.37 bullpen ERA. That is pretty concerning stuff. So we'll see what they're able to do in this one. They're going to need the bullpen at some point because Schlittler's not going to go out there and throw a complete game, I'll tell you that. If he lasts to 6 innings, I think the Yankees should be thrilled with that. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, the Yankees offensively have been one of the best teams in the majors overall. Just crazy good. First in runs scored, first in slugging percentage. It was a pretty close run thing there on Chilsom's mad dash home there to score the go-ahead run. But hey, they'll definitely take it, and they hit the ball okay, much better in game 2 than they did in game 1, but you can't exactly expect miracles when you're going against Crochet. It's going to be an interesting challenge here for the Yankees, though, going up against a rookie left-hander with some very good stuff. The Red Sox have to be maybe not devastated, but a little bit disappointed. They had, a real chance to win game 2 and end the series there. Bello was not great, giving up a couple runs there in his 2 1/3 innings, but the bullpen looked very reasonable. They've been an excellent bullpen over the course of the year, a 3.41 bullpen ERA, but when you expose the bullpen to that many innings pitched, you're playing with fire there, especially against a team as good as the Yankees. So not a perfect day there from the Red Sox bullpen, but I'm expecting, pretty good stuff from them in this one. Lots of guys will be available for this game, I'm sure. They're not going to have a problem pitching on back-to-back days. So we'll see. The real big deal here for the Red Sox is going to be hitting the ball in this one to Conley early. This 23-year-old lefty coming into the playoffs, and this is as high of a pressure situation you could possibly get in. Now, he's made 4 starts this year. That's it. He's looked very good in all of them. The Red Sox are only 1-3 in those starts, but none of them were his fault. Literally none of them. His last time on the mound, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs allowed there against the Tigers. Start for that, 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs allowed against Tampa Bay, a couple dominant starts against the Athletics early in the month. So yeah, a lot of positives for early out there. We'll see what he looks like in this start, but I'm expecting very, very good stuff from him. And being a lefty going up against the Yankees probably doesn't feel too bad either. So I'm expecting good stuff from Conley early in this one. I'm expecting the Boston bullpen to be very, very good. What will we get from them offensively? Well, in game 2, I don't think they're too disappointing. I mean, Trevor Story just continues to hit the cover off the ball, like absolutely psycho stuff from him. I mean, he had 2 hits, 3 RBIs, just that home run. Like, he's hitting 444 in the playoffs. Like, the dude is hitting the ball well. Other than him, nobody really stayed that hot. He did most of the damage there. So we'll see what he can do in this one. They're going to need him. We'll see what he can do here against Schlittler. Should be pretty interesting. Looking at the numbers for this game, the Red Sox are plus 135. The Yankees are minus 160. We had a total of 7.5 in this game. Boston 41-40 on the road, 43-37-1 to the over on the road. The Yankees 50-31 at home, 43-36-2 to the under at home. In terms of the total for this game, I'm going to lean towards the under. I don't think we're going to see 8 runs scored in this game. I do think under 7.5 is live in this spot. In terms of a side, I'm taking the Boston Red Sox here at plus 135. This could potentially be our dog of the day. Maybe we'll get burned backing an inexperienced starter here, but I'll take the better bullpen and a starter who's had success this year over a starter who's had success this year and a terrible bullpen. So give me the Red Sox here at plus 135. I think they've got an excellent shot to win this game. Now, in terms of some player props for this one, guys, I definitely think early here over 3.5 strikeouts at plus 105 makes a ton of sense. He's had 7, 4, 7, and 11 strikeouts in his 4 starts this season. While we don't have a huge sample size on this young guy, a lefty with electric stuff is going to find his way to some strikeouts here against the Yankees, and he's only got to get to 4. I think that's very, very likely in this game. I also like Schlittler here, over 4.5 strikeouts at minus 140. He had at least 6 strikeouts over his last 4 games, and while he hasn't faced Boston, I do expect him to get over this number. He's had more than 5 strikeouts in 8 of his last 9 starts, and here in the postseason, guys tend to amp it up a little bit. I think there's a great chance that he can get to 5 strikeouts in this game. Guys, that's all the games we have here for today. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I'm more than happy to get back to you. I appreciate everyone watching. Make sure you click the link in the description to check out stumpthespread.com. Make sure you're getting on that free email list. Make sure you're checking out the free picks that are posted over there every single day, and definitely get over there and check out those premium top confidence picks. We're going to have tons and tons of action upcoming this weekend. We've got college football plays coming out here on Thursday. We got college football stuff coming out on Friday and Saturday, like tons and tons of great information. And the NFL slate is right around the corner, as well as hockey getting ready to start up and the NBA season. So definitely get over there to stumpthespread.com, check all that out, get on the free email list as well, and we'll see you guys tomorrow where we're going to cover the entire college football slate there on Friday, and this is where you'll find us same time, same place for more sports betting action.